The shame of not being able to take care of ourselves or our girls. It's very deep, he said. Solo stood up. We have something, he said. Nell frowned at Solo as if to say, not now. But Solo took off his magic bracelet, the one Godot had given him. The bracelet this bracelet has Emash in it, said Solo. Godot gave it to me. It cures shame. Everyone looked at the bracelet. But how? Asked Petrel. Not sure, said Solo. I wish Lunawana could be here, said Dorrit. She badly needs some Emash. Luckily she is, said Jute, appearing from thin air. With him was a little girl with the loveliest face, short black curls and skin as dark as the midnight sky. Where did you come from? Asked Dorrit, running over to hug her friend. Your dad came and found me, said Lunawana. I was in that horrible place for 3 years, but now I'm not. Lunawana grinned at everyone. As soon as I knew that Dorrit had a friend in there, I had to rescue her, said Jute. Dorrit was beaming. Thank you, shouted. Sorry, I just need to pause there. I've got that all a bit mixed up. As soon as I knew that Dorrit had a friend in there, I had to rescue her, said Jute. Lunawana and Dorrit were beaming at one another. We are free, shouted Lunawana, her face all dirty and unwashed. Yes, shouted Dorrit. Nell smiled at the wild little things. Would you like us to be your safe house, she asked, if it's all right with Jute. Fine by me. Everything's fine by me today, said Jute. We can search for Lunawana's parents tomorrow. Definitely, said Nell. Solo let Pallas and Storm hold the Emash bracelet, and then Dorrit and Lunawana, and after that Squid and Petrel. Pretty soon everyone had felt the rush of happiness and peace that comes when shame leaves the body, mind and soul. So good, said Petrel. It truly is, said Pallas, hugging her daughter. Asmax and Xavier thanked Solo. What an excellent gift for today, said Xavier. Well done. Escher sends his love, said Asmax. He'll visit soon, probably with Blizzard, said Xavier. Blizzard is definitely someone you'll want to meet. Absolutely, added Asmax. Solo smiled. I can sense that he and I will click, said Solo. In fact, I know it. Asmax and Xavier both gave Solo a hug. Later that evening, at the request of Storm and Pallas, everyone ate fish and bread around a campfire on the beach near the centre of Innisfree. We've missed the water so much, said Pallas. You've no idea how important it is to us. The sea around the Island of Flames is a place of great healing. Bill grinned. My great-grandmother invented a healing sea, he said. It's in another realm, but you should visit it one day. We'd love to, said Pallas, and the girls would, I'm sure. Petrel and Squid smiled. Of course, said Petrel. Squid thought she had died and gone to heaven. She announced that the day her parents had been found would go down as the best day of her entire life. And then little Squid did something she'd never done before. She danced around the fire in her mirrored party dress. As she spun around and around like a little top, Solo played a song called Round Round on his magic player. Squid moved faster and faster and finally fell into a giggling heap. As the world went around and around above her, she wondered why no one had ever thought to give her such a beautiful party dress before. It seemed to solve everything. Inside Squid's head, some sweet music was playing. Squid had never before heard anything like it. She thought she might have a rest, and as she did, someone placed a warm blanket over her body. She didn't even bother to open her eyes to see who it was, because there were only safe people with her that night. And As if being carried by angels or some gentle breeze, she wafted into the company of the best dreams she'd had in years. The next day, everyone travelled to the Bay of Magic Sea Dragons. They all agreed that it would be the safest place to be. Effervescent and her team were hunting the people who helped the thieves to do all the kidnappings, but Nell and Bill wanted to make sure that nothing else went wrong. Of course, Dorrit and Lunawanna were inseparable, as were Tilly and Squid. The other children formed a pack, and there was constant chatter as they travelled to the Jews' holiday home. Once everyone was settled, Toll asked if he could stay there until the Christmas holidays began. "I did say that holidays would start early this year," said Nell, "so of course you should." "So of course, stay." There were shouts and cheers as all the children fell about laughing. Pallas and Storm looked at Nell. "We'd love to stay if that's okay. Innisfil, we'd love to stay if that's okay." I need to fix that up. There's a mistake there. "We'd love to stay here if that's okay. The Bay of Magic Sea Dragons feels so safe, and sadly Innisfil feels wrong at the moment. I don't think we'll feel safe living there just yet," said Pallas, looking sad. "Stay," Bill urged them. Pallas looked at Bill. "Are you sure?" "We always have a full house at Christmas," said Bill. "This year it will just be full of you instead of our usual guests, but they can all find other places nearby." "Thank you," said Pallas. "We are so broken by what has happened. It's really odd. Storm and I were just saying that we feel an overwhelming sense of shame." Okay, I've made another mistake there, so just one moment. "Thank you," said Pallas. "We are so broken by what has happened. It's really odd. Storm and I were just saying that we still feel a lot of shame." "Want some more of my bracelets, Emash?" asked Solo, putting his bracelet onto the kitchen table. "It can take a few goes to get rid of shame." Storm grinned. "Worth a try," he said. Storm picked up the bracelet and looked at the glowing Emash. "Wow," he said. "It does feel so good to hold it. So weird." "Like you," said Pallas. Storm put his arm around Pallas. "And you," he said. "But we're both good weird." Pallas laughed. "What a terrible time." Storm shrugged. "True," he said, "but we'll recover." And then he added, "Oh, wow, may I please hold on to this necklace for a bit longer?" "Oh, it's not a necklace, is it? Sorry, it's a bracelet." "May I please hold on to this bracelet for a bit longer? It's making me feel so happy and not so—" "Weird?" asked Pallas. "No," said Storm. "I don't feel so ashamed. You've no idea how bad it is to have people tell you over and over again that you're no good, that you'll never be good enough. Isla and her terrible crowd, they were so mean." Petrel stood up. "Keep holding the bracelet," she said. "How dare anyone tell my parents that they're not good enough? You're both outstanding." Storm grinned. "You're wonderful too," he said, giving Petrel a hug. Petrel looked happy. "It was an adventure, but now that it's all over," she said, "I'd like to apologise to everyone for being bad-tempered some of the time." "Some of the time?" asked Dodger. "How about most of it?" Petrel gave everyone a cheeky grin. Toll and Solo cheered out loud. So did Dodger, Bullant and Nose. But Squid stared at her sister and said solemnly, "You were perfect." Petrel sighed. "I don't handle fear very well," she said, "and I really thought I was going to lose one of you. Sorry." Everyone nodded as if they understood. "None of us like fear," said Solo, "and you were all stuck down in the tunnels, often in the dark." "You had to sleep there and everything," said Toll. "Exactly," said Solo. "We were only down there during the day looking for magic and adventure." "And you found it," said Dodger. "The only thing I wish is that we could have seen Miguel taking Isla away."